Ahoy, you salty sailors. Time to raise anchor and set sail for your best scrawny life. Arrgh.
Alright, we are back on the Des Moines River in the general vicinity of the town of Boone, Iowa. And once again, the river level is very, very low. At this level, there will not be very many fish. The spring runs of walleye and white bass, of course, are long over with, and the falling river level is also going to encourage fish to move further downstream of all species. Those that remain will be concentrated in the deeper pools, so they'll be hungry, but they will also be skittish. And we have an algae bloom still in the water that is going to limit the visibility, which is so there are several factors against us here. Here we see a tailing fish. Make a quick presentation with a small dragonfly larva pattern here, or a crayfish pattern. And we've got ourselves a little freshwater drum. That will be another of the resident fish. This is probably a catfish that was lunging at those feeding suckers. Now, a carp tailing, and here you can see how loose, it's steep and also quite loose and friable, the ground there, which tends to cause a person to spook the carp as your footsteps slip. But this is just a fool's gamble. A large fish near a log like that, and of course, immediately once he's hooked, he's run to the other side of the log. And I mean, it's always, do you try to pull the fish back through? Do you let it run where it might tangle the line up amongst branches and so forth? But I mean, the odds of landing this fish from the very beginning were always pretty low. Here we're passing the rod underneath the log, but I mean, at this point I've waited. I tried too long to get it to come back under the log. It's not going to do it, and it's wrapped the line up. It's still on the hook at this point, but it's wrapped the line up around branches. And here, I mean, it's really locked up now. So now, of course, a fly fishing outfit is different than conventional tackle. In this case, the tippet, we're fishing with a 12-pound tippet. That's what will break, and then everything down from that has a higher breaking strength. The leader is 20-pound, and the fly line probably around 30 pounds or so for the core of the fly line. Now, there is a decent smallmouth here. He's putting a real bend in the rod. This fish probably spawned in the Boone River this spring and is now preparing to spend the winter in the pool above the Boone Waterworks Dam, or shall we say the rock riffle that was formerly known as the Boone Waterworks Dam. Well, let me kick off the drought whining here by saying that I think it's even lower now than it was in 2012. I mean, it is ridiculously dry. It's as dry as my voice sounds right now. I mean, it is like an audiobook of me reading the entire Library of Congress. It is like a white bread peanut butter sandwich with no jelly and no banana. I mean, that is unbearably dry.
Lost him.
Well, not to worry, because I just casually waded across the Des Moines River and got to where he was on the other side of the bank and caught him again. So there's a little smallmouth in a bin pool. Got a couple of carp feeding right here. I don't think you can see it. I had that chest-mounted camera again. I don't think you can see the take. But just dropped it in front of the closest one, and he turned and gulped it down. log just downstream here. Don't want him to get tangled around that. So the presentation to a tailing carp basically consists of casting beyond and behind the fish to avoid spooking it when the fly enters the water, dragging or repositioning the fly into the fish's very small field of view, and dropping it in front of the fish. After that drop, the line needs to be mended or repositioned so that the fly moves away from the feeding fish. Anything that moves towards them in like a challenging sort of gesture will spook them.
Got that crayfish pattern fly right in the old mouth there. You know, I know what a mouth he's got.
So here we have another tailing carp. I've cast just beyond it, but my foot slipped on the loose rock or something, and it felt the vibration of it and spooked off. There you can see it's moved away. The consolation prize sometimes, if you spook a fish like that, is that the small drum that may have been shadowing the feeding carp will pick up the fly instead. There we can see a couple little drum.
A short-head red horse. Mouth hooked. On the fly. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Or just on the chin, maybe. Just on the chin. Huh?
Well, I don't think we can call that a properly hooked fish, but they are interesting fish and an important food resource for the river's larger predators. There was some flathead catfish being caught from that same bend, which is a known wintering pool and also a place where fish gather during droughts. Alright, there's a tailing carp here. We'll see the tail in just a moment. There it is.
Oh, snagged right next to him. That was a bad move. Shoot. There he is.
With the fish facing directly at me, I can't make a big move and wave my arms and without potentially spooking the fish. But as soon as it turns away a little bit, I'm going to flip a loop of line beyond the point where the fly is snagged, and then use the surface tension to free the fly from the snag. The fish is still moving. We're going to drop it, cast just beyond, drop it right in front. That was a decent presentation, but somehow it didn't take it. Now here it's gone up a little ways, then circled back. There I got, wasn't a good presentation there, but here it is, coming right close to shore. We've dropped right beside it. Again, didn't see the fly. The sun is going down, and we do have some algae bloom in the water, so visibility may be beginning to drop off. Here it's stopped to browse along the bottom, and it's stirring up a silt cloud. Sometimes if you cast and the leader touches the fish, it will spook the fish because it can't see what's touching it In this case, that did not happen, and actually, I made a pretty good presentation here, I think. I mean, that dropped right in front of the fish, and I'm set up to be able to move the fly away from the fish. Somehow, it's just not seeing it. But I did eventually hook that fish, and we'll let the original audio explain what happened. Oh boy, here we go.
I was using that plain crayfish pattern. We gotta keep them out of those logs down there. Oh no, you don't. Nope, nope. Turn, baby, turn. Oh, it's a big one. You don't want to turn. I was using that plain crayfish pattern. And I just kept making presentation after presentation. He didn't see it. And I switched to the micro Skagit rod. What is he stuck? Come on, baby. No, 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 no. I switched to the micro Skagit here, and he saw it finally. And got just a little bit of the bloom in the water here. Oh, it's a big one. It's a biggie. Come on. Let's get up away from those logs. Yeah, he finally saw it, so there he is. Hopefully, got a good hook set on him. Trouble with the micro Skagit is that I've got the sink tip and the leader and all the, there's just more knots. More knots to get tangled up on the guides if this thing makes a run. He's still pulling drag. Alright, let's try and just walk him back. Nope. 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 Come on. Whew. We got him. Got him. Check out that fly. Oh.
So the fly is a Clouser minnow that has a lot of gold mylar flash fiber in it, and that is what the carp was able to see and allowed me to get a feed from it. There you can see a little closer look at it. Here we are. There you can see the gold flash fiber. That's what it was able to see. Alright, that's it. See you next time.